Someone has to tell the piano player. Welcome, everyone, to the ANWC. Thank you all for being here. I'm just absolutely thrilled that you are all here and that we all fit. So thank you so much. So we are home of trailblazers, and this is a fitting night. A time we take the high road and celebrate. Dana Bash, the very finest in her field, and possibly based on our research, the hardest working, easiest to work with newswoman out there. And we do a lot of research. She once called Wolf Blitzer the menchiest mensch. Well, it's time for Dana to take the title. We'll be raising our glasses, and you'll hear more from board member and journalist extraordinaire Sheila Cast in a minute, and our distinguished cast of toasters and roasters and surprise guests. Sam Feist, Ali Zelenko, Mana Raju, Nicole Wallace, and surprise that Sheila will introduce. And when he wraps his... We tried to save some. Wolf will be here when he wraps his broadcast. Dana is surrounded literally tonight by her family. Her father, the famous Stu Schwartz, he was a legend at ABC News. I'm sorry, but I do share that I started my job with ABC News in New York on the show called Primetime Live. And my boss, Phyllis McGrady, you know, we didn't have phone answering machines then. And the phone would ring and we wouldn't take any calls. But if Stu Schwartz called, we took the call. Stu Schwartz called, take the call. Anyway, we have CNN legend also, John King, with us. And their son, who gets to learn all the great things about mom and what she's doing when she's not home. A bit about our setting. The ANWC was founded in 1932. That's more than 90 years ago, to support newspaper women when we weren't accepted to the National Press Club and we couldn't ask questions at press conferences. By the way, we were able to ask them in the 70s. So anyway, we needed a space of our own. And here we are 90 years later. We've been holding the torch. This is the first year we have ever celebrated here in this space, in this historic place. We took the space in 1961 when Sarah McClendon, I don't know if you know who she is, she's the one who walked in and said, we want this space. Many a noted speaker have stood at this podium through the decades. It's just an incredible long list, and we'll share later. Picture to my right is Helen Thomas. On your way out, if you can see, she's surrounded by 11 presidents, all of them that she interviewed. So you have lots of people to follow, Dana, and we're so excited that you're with us. We've had first ladies, newsmakers from every which way here in this elegant, intimate space through the decades. Anyway, more trailblazers. Our president, Jean White. Jean, there you are, who's doing her third term. Thank you, as president of this club. Thank you, Jean. What's the State Department doing without you? They miss you. Anyway, board members Sheila Cast, Eleanor Clift, Jane Pennywell, Hal Matson, the great Jan Duplain. Please stand up. That's coming. I know, I did say Eleanor. Eleanor, where is Eleanor? There. Our past presidents, Margaret Ryan and Jean White, past presidents, and I'm a past president too, I'm actually. Anyway, please stand. Margaret Ryan, thank you. Olivia Cusick, Dylan Rose Geerlings from CNN, thank you for the tireless work. CNN is our media sponsor tonight. We are so grateful. Table sponsor, Shaheen Mafi. Shaheen. With the ambassador of Albania and the ambassador of the Dominican Republic. Oh, Mauritania. Sorry, I missed that. Hi. Oops. So we've tried something new tonight by hosting this year, and it's a little jam-packed. Apologies and thank you for embracing change with us. And now, one of the reasons we do this, to benefit our young trailblazers, our future, welcome Sajal, Jane, and Saida, our hardworking and very talented scholarship winners. Their bios are in your program, and you'll hear about them in a minute. To formally introduce them, Excellence in Journalism honoree, chair of the scholarship committee, board member, trailblazer, formerly of Newsweek, and now with the Daily Beast, one of the original pundits, Eleanor Clift. I say, and Jane Hall, formerly with the LA Times, who's now with AU. My sister-in-laws, Kathy Sanders, Valeria Moreno. Thank you for coming. Nishan for the photos and the flowers. My husband, Swifty. Thank you. Eleanor Clift.
I heard one of the gentlemen out there say, "Who is this group? Have you ever heard of them?" Well, we've been around chatting it up with Ellie Roosevelt long around the time when Joey Biden and Jimmy Madison were hanging around. We've been plotting and planning, and here we are. So it's a great historical place to honor excellence in journalism. So Dana, we're so pleased to honor you tonight. And all of us in this room understand the need to pay it forward and to recognize the next generation. So we have 3 scholarships to offer tonight, 2 of them underwritten by the Marion Mattingling family, table over here. Marion was the heart and soul of this place for decades, and she's no longer with us, but she remains in our hearts. And Sheila Cast was generous enough also to underwrite one of the scholarships. So, introducing the women one at a time, if they can get through. Sejal Gavindaro is a rising senior at George Washington University, majoring in political communication, and she's a co-founder of GW's collegiate chapter of the Asian American Journalists Association. And she's interested in accountability journalism, which I actually had to look up. The short version is holding the powerful accountable. I thought that's what we have always tried to do. But it also emphasizes fact-checking, explanatory journalism, and investigative journalism. And I think that's what CNN is trying to do here, too, which we have been doing all along, but yeah, I think the thumb needs to be put on the scale a little heavier in that discipline. So congratulations, Sejal. Okay. All right. And you want to say 2 words? Just say thank you or whatever.
Thank you so much for this honor. I really appreciate it. And actually, Dana was the reason that I applied to George Washington University, which is
okay.
And decided on the degree of political communication. So thank you so much for everything that you've paved the way for.
Great. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. And the second winner is Seda Asghar. She's graduating this year from American University. And she discovered her passion for journalism watching Being Mary Jane, which aired for 5 seasons on BET, and it tracks the life and times of a cable news anchor who's got a closet full of designer clothes and shoes, but wants more out of life and more out of journalism. So, I hope. All right. And Seda hopes to be an embedded reporter on the campaign trail in 2028. So, all right. You want to say a couple of words?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for this honor. It is truly an honor being among amazing journalists in this room, in front of Dana, in front of John King, in front of Manu Raju, who I've worked with this past semester, although I was on NBC's team. But thank you so much. But thank you so much for having me, and I'm truly honored to have this scholarship.
Okay. Congratulations. All right. Okay, and finally, Jane Fusco, who's a rising junior at American University, who has already done several internships, including one at CNN, and she's witnessed historical events up close through the lens of being a journalist. And so she has discovered, I think, what all of us in this room know, the power and the lure of the news industry and journalism. And God knows we need us more than ever these days. So, Jane,
Thank you so much.
why don't you thank them?
Okay.
So, get the
Okay,
check.
thank you, though.
Get the check.
I just want to say thank you all so much. I'm so excited to be here in this room tonight. This will allow me to continue to pursue a passion, and to all of you who support young journalists, you have no idea how much your support means to us, and for trailblazing and leading a path for all of us. And I know the three of us will continue to work really hard, and I know this is the reason that we breathe, this is the reason that we do what we do, and it's exciting to be here tonight, and thank you. Sorry, I rambled. Thank you.
Bon voyage, ladies. We've got your back. Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't have a program, but I think it's time to get going with Roasts and Toast. I'm Sheila Cast. I'm a radio host, a former network news correspondent, as you heard, a member of the board of the American Newswomen's Club, and like everyone here tonight, a fan of Dana Bash. We're so excited you're all here. We're so excited that Dana is here in this historic building, and even more excited because of an exceptional group of Dana's colleagues and friends standing by to roast and toast her. She'll get her chance to respond, but let me give you an overview of who you're going to hear from first. I'm going to run these introductions all together so that we can keep things moving. CNN lifers together is how Dana describes Sam Feist, CNN's Washington bureau chief and senior vice president. They've worked so closely together for 3 decades. In fact, after toiling in CNN's tape library, Dana was promoted to Sam's associate producer job when Sam was promoted to a bigger job producing CNN's weekend politics shows. Dana says we learned television together. Sam Feist would go on to produce most of the politics shows CNN is known for, including founding and executive producing The Situation Room. Dana goes back even further with another network senior VP who's with us, Ali Zelenko, NBC News senior vice president for strategic initiatives. Dana and Ali instantly bonded when they met just after college. While Dana has built her career entirely at CNN, Zelenko has filled top communication roles at many big-name media outlets. In addition to NBC News, Time, Fortune, Money, CNN, and People. In her current job, Zelenko creates and leads efforts to enhance NBC News brands and reach new audiences, as well as overseeing strategic partnerships for NBC News studios. As CNN's chief congressional correspondent, Manu Raju holds the beat that Dana covered for years and loved. She considers the halls of Congress her second home. When Raju arrived at CNN in 2015, he already had a reputation for delivering delicious details of what politicians talk about behind closed doors, as well as for asking tough, pointed questions of congressional leaders. His skills have won him a raft of awards. For example, 11 years ago, he was part of a team of 4 reporters who won a prestigious Merriman Smith Award from the White House Correspondents Association for their deadline reporting about the debt ceiling crisis. Sound familiar? Manu Raju was in the Capitol on January 6th and is part of the CNN team that won the Radio and Television Correspondents Association's David Bloom Award for coverage of that attack on the Capitol. Nicole Wallace hosts Deadline White House on MSNBC. When she and Dana first met almost 2 decades ago, they were on opposite sides of a line, Nicole speaking for President George W. Bush, Dana covering him. They grew closer when Wallace became a civilian, Dana recalls. But then another frustrating distance when Nicole worked for the McCain campaign in 2008 and represented his brash running mate Sarah Palin. Dana remembers many inside scoops she knew from her friend Nicole but could not report. So we're counting on some inside scoops from Nicole tonight about Dana. And what we don't hear from these excellent roasters will no doubt glean when Wolf Blitzer joins us as soon as he wraps up the Situation Room on air tonight. Not only was Dana there at the creation of Wolf as a TV presence, she helped make it happen. She delights in recounting that the very first time Wolf Blitzer looked into a teleprompter to read political copy, Dana Bash was rolling that teleprompter on paper. It was 1996, and she was an associate producer on Inside Politics Weekend when Wolf, a seasoned journalist but still pretty new to television, added the Weekend Politics show to his duties covering the White House for CNN. That marked the beginning of a friendship that has only grown deeper. We're counting on Wolf to tell us more tonight. So that is our lineup. Let me find my page here. We're going to ask each of these accomplished roaster toasters to pass the baton.
Sheila.
Wait. What?
Yes, surprise. Yes.
Yes, coming. Be patient. We're going to ask each of the roaster toasters to pass the baton on this celebratory evening. A mini split of champagne is doing duty as the baton. Each speaker will introduce themselves, make their sparkling roast or toast, and pass the bubbly to the next roaster. And we're starting all this with our version of breaking news, a surprise roaster. You may think of Chris Licht as CNN's chairman and CEO, catcher of flack, target of incoming, wrangler of ratings, and we've seen all that since May 11th. Crowdsourcing our introductions here. But we here at ANWC think of Chris Licht as a very funny guy. After all, little more than a year ago, he was executive producing The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So, Mr. Licht, I pass the baton of bubbly to you and ask for your reflection on the remarkable Dana Bash.
I don't think it's too late to change to maybe roasting John. I think we could certainly make a couple edits here. Good evening, everybody. I love that it's in this room. The last time I spoke to this group was at the National Press Club, I think. This is not this is really humbling to be in this space that pays tribute to some of the trailblazers in this industry, and it actually makes you wow. And I am who I am because of the tough women bosses I had very early on in my career. I remember my first boss, who at one point we were doing an off-the-record interview, and I was like, well, and this, and then, and she goes, shut up. And that is advice that I took to heart. Listen, I'm doing a toast, not a roast, and that is by design, because I don't want to be part of the rebuttal. So we're going to keep it short, but it is an incredible privilege to join you here as we honor this remarkable woman. She's an incredible mother, a dogged reporter, and a genuinely great colleague and human being, and we all know in this room that is not easy to find in this business. She has so many redeeming qualities. It's impossible to capture them all in the 2 to 3 minutes max licked toast. You know, it's the American News Women's Club. Keep it to 2 to 3 minutes. So, but you were kind enough to grant me the 2 to 3 minutes, so I'm gonna do the best I can. In an industry full of giants, Dana is the only one who actually makes me look tall. Get it? Because she's short, I'm short. All right. But honestly, enough about Dana. Her head's going to get big. I mean, I think this whole event is like about you. So I'd like to turn the spotlight towards someone a little less visible. A person too often ignored or misunderstood by the media and industry muckety-mucks. This person is handsome, he's brilliant, he's charming, and he looks great in a Warner Brothers Discovery vest. That person is me. I know what you're saying. No, stop. I know what you're saying. The critics say you're over your head. You're getting played. Well, to them I'd say, you're damn right. How the hell else do you think Dana Bash finagled 3 titles, 2 shows, and 6 days a week of television? Out of one single meeting. She walked in, and there you go. But in all seriousness, the best possible outcome is all of those things. Her work ethic is unparalleled. Her range is amazing. And I've just had the fortune of, and hopefully all of you have as well, of experiencing the breadth of Dana's reporting up close. As many of you know, she recently traveled to Poland with Wolf to take a deeply emotional and personal trip to Auschwitz to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Both Dana and Wolf have very personal stories to tell because they had relatives die at the hands of Nazis at the camp they visited. And what is remarkable is her willingness to share of herself, to have taken that experience and make the world a better place by putting it out there. And I actually said to both of them, go and experience the moment. Go live in that moment. Don't go work. Don't go feel like you have to file. And they both said, no, we actually want to. We actually want to tell our story to the world. And I hope you guys saw it. If you haven't, it's on CNN.com, the #1 news website in the world. But it's tremendous, and it's a very small example of how she brings herself to everything she does. The other part of that story is just hours later, Dana was back in Washington at the helm of State of the Union, which she anchors on the weekends where she can wrestle the chair away from her co-host. She was there that Sunday pressing senators from both sides of the aisle on the impending debt ceiling facing our nation. Sounds familiar again. And she was doing it in a way that only Dana can, with remarkable poise, a thoughtful precision, and incredible class that all young women, certainly all journalists at CNN and across the nation, look toward for inspiration. And for those reasons, Dana Bash has 3 titles, 2 programs, and 6 days of airtime on CNN. Though in fairness to me, she's also super convincing in a room. And I have had the privilege of working with a lot of journalists in my career. Now I'm starting to sound old, but I wish they could all be like you. So please join me in raising a glass to our favorite Fanalo, sequin aficionado, friend, colleague, and I love this title, the OG Badass Woman of Washington. She is a journalist's journalist, and most importantly, She is CNN's present and its future. Dana Bash, we are tremendously honored to be with you tonight. Congratulations. All right, now who do I get to hand the baton to? Is it Sam? Yeah, I'll take the baton. All right, Sam. Be careful with the roast. I'm just being... Put it right back there.
Thank you, Chris. And hey, Chris, if Dana winning awards is the best way to get you to spend more time down here in Washington, well, you better get used to it because I don't think this is the last one.
Exactly right. I'm not being rude. I'm catching a plane.
Thanks for
Well,
coming.
also, I don't want to.
Okay, yeah. My sincere thanks to the American Newswomen's Club for hosting this event honoring Dana Bash. And may I add, it's about time. The last time I was at this podium was back in 2019. Back then, you honored the trailblazer, Wolf Blitzer, who we'll be hearing from shortly tonight. And it struck me that Wolf is many things, but a great newswoman is not one of them. Dana actually emceed the event that night, and I said in my remarks that Dana was certain to become a future honoree. It was not a bold prediction. Here we are together. The American Newswomen's Club has indeed picked a great newswoman for this award, a fabulous anchor, a brilliant correspondent, as Chris said, an incredible human being. I've had the privilege of knowing Dana for over 30 years as we both grew up together at CNN. As Sheila noted, Dana joined the weekend shows. When I became a producer, she became the associate producer. And as I like to say, she learned absolutely everything from me, and she seems to really appreciate me saying that. So as one of the people who has known her the longest at CNN, I've accumulated a number of photographs. And so I thought I would share a few of them with you tonight. And so if I can just ask you to direct your attention. So if you can just slide towards me so that the folks in the room can see. And there's another screen over there. Make sure everybody can see. Stand up if you can't see the screen. So let's talk about Dana's history. As you may know, Dana grew up in New Jersey. Obviously, New Jersey. Take a good look. But the truth is that although she's been at CNN for 30 years, she started very, very young. We're going to just keep the photos up. There we go. This is her first CNN ID. And this was her first day of work at the CNN Washington Bureau. Now, we can all say a lot about Dana Bash. The adjectives roll off our tongues. We'll hear more of them tonight. Fearless, hardworking, brilliant, intrepid, ethical, poised, dogged, persistent, short. Short? That's probably a little bit unfair, but you can judge for yourself. Back to my slideshow. Dana in the halls of Congress with Senator Shelby. And with Senator John Thune. Here she is with Speaker McCarthy, undoubtedly also wearing heels. And with then Senator Obama. And a CNN town hall with Senator Cory Booker. My absolute favorite. Here is Dana Bash with Donald Trump's campaign manager, Brad Parscale, who is almost exactly twice her height. Just let this one soak in. I mean, look at this. Imagine Dana interviewing Brad Parscale. I mean, really. And of course, Dana interviewing the former president. So this being television, over the years, we've gotten better at special effects, and we've come up with a fancy new way to put Dana on the same level with her subjects, so to speak. Here is Dana again with the former president. Notice our high-tech solution to the height differential. For those uninitiated or can't quite see, that's an equipment case that she's standing on. We use that same high-tech solution with another politician of a taller variety. That one is Senator Tom Cotton. The one thing I know for sure about this 5 foot 1 inch, and maybe change, we'll argue about that, dynamo, nobody, and I mean nobody, stands taller at CNN. This is actually my favorite photo of Dana, and it's because of what's in the screen with her. There is no person that I know who better embodies those 3 red letters than Dana Bash. She has dedicated her career and most of her life to the news organization that we have both called home for 30 years. And however youthful or vertically challenged she may be, I could not have picked a better colleague or friend to spend those 30 years together. Congratulations, Dana. I adore you and am so, so proud of you. So please raise another glass to our dear friend Dana Bash. Thank you for a great 30 years, and we're just getting started. I now pass the champagne bottle and leave you in the capable hands of Miss Allie Zelenko.
I am a woman in news, but I am the least famous person speaking tonight. But I have a special credential. I have known Dana Bash for over 30 years. I knew her when she was Dana Schwartz. We met here in Washington as recent college graduates navigating our new world together. It really sucked for me that my only friend in DC worked at CNN on the weekends, which she still does today, 30 years later, by the way. But thankfully, our relationship only grew. We overcame those logistical challenges, and as best friends today, we have literally been through it all together. So I feel like I can make some pretty well-educated comments on what's going down tonight. You are honoring Dana for excellence in journalism, which is very well deserved. She is excellent in journalism. As CNN's chief political correspondent, she holds truth to power. She goes toe-to-toe with the biggest names in politics. She, in recent years, has hosted hard-hitting specials on such critical and timely topics as anti-Semitism, racial relations in the U.S., women in power and politics, and the songwriting process of Barry Manilow. Excellence in journalism, indeed. And she is excellent at a few other things, too, which I will get to in a minute. But since this is an event about journalism, and since Chris Licht was here, I think it's only fair that we make this a very balanced portrait of Dana and address a few things that she's not so excellent at. I think we can all agree on the first one, marriage. You were all thinking it, come on. She's done it twice. It's just not her thing. Organization. Forget it. She's better at marriage. Just look inside her car, look inside her purse. It is not pretty. She's also terrible at curation. Our girl is a shopper. She doesn't just want one thing, she wants all the things. She has a dozen yellow blazers in her closet. No normal human being should have one yellow blazer. I was 51 years old a few weeks ago before I bought my first yellow blazer, which I am wearing as an homage to you tonight, and which will be on The Real Real for sale tomorrow. And another thing Dana is not so excellent at, body strength. As feisty as she is when she's on a rope line or when she's tweeting at the LA Times, if you want to feel really good about yourself, take a kickboxing class with Dana. Nicole, I saw that you worked out with her recently, so you know what I'm talking about. You can hold the punching bag with your pinky as she's swinging away at it. I feel like Arnold could have given you a few pointers when you sat down with him just recently. And I could literally go on and on and on about things she's not so excellent at. And I would love to, but time is limited. She said, don't stop. That's so nice. She cannot carry a tune. I mean, I could go on. But I would like to close with a few other things that Dana is excellent at. And number one is being a mom. She is always there for Jonah in every way, no matter what else is going on. And he is one sharp, talented, and terrific dude. Kudos. big kudos to you, Mama, and to John. Just a wonderful kid. She's also an incredible daughter and sister. Family is everything to Dana, and she honors them every way she can. Stu, Francie, David and his family, Aunt Enid. They mean the world to her, and she always shows it. And lastly, I could not ask for a better or more generous best friend. And we, just to signify that we are best friends, we do share a heart charm. It's one, we each have a half of one heart. We're 12-year-old girls, really. But this is my proof that we are best friends. I know whenever I need her, she's there. She never misses an opportunity to boost me up to myself or to others. She will jump in and executive produce any situation I have going on. And she will literally give me or any friend the yellow blazer off her back. But what's most excellent about my friendship with Dana are the laughs we've shared. And there have been billions of them over the last 30 years, and there will be billions more to come. So I would like to quote that huge newsmaker, Barry Manilow, and say, "You know I can't smile without you. Can't smile without you. Can't laugh and I can't sing. Finding it hard to do anything." Please don't sing, Dana. Congrats. I love you. I don't have my flute, but I have this. One more. We're all gonna get wasted tonight. One more toast to the amazing Dana Bash. I love you. Love you. Oh, over to Manu. Famous Badger, Manu.
Wow. This has been great. And it's really great to be with someone who looks shorter than I do in a two-shot. So, I know the short jokes have come, but I just got to keep it coming. Yeah. Look, back in 2015, when I was told that Dana had gone to cover the 2016 campaign, there was a spot covering Capitol Hill. Obviously, I knew I had giant shoes to fill, quite literally. In fact, on the first day when I walked into the Senate booth and the desk that she used to occupy, there were several pairs of her Jimmy shoes. And the booth also had many very cute pictures of Jonah, lots of hairspray. So thanks, Dana, for just taking those back a few months ago. Although, admittedly, I did keep some of those hairspray bottles. And the shoes we won't talk about, although they're very comfortable. But I first got to know Dana when I was a print reporter in the Capitol. And as print reporters, we would chase members down hallways off camera, wait for hours outside meetings and lunches. The very not so glamorous part and tedious work of covering Capitol Hill. And there were not many TV reporters who would do the same. Dana was one of the few exceptions. Most left that kind of work to producers to do that grunt work, but Dana did the legwork herself. Being there, actually staking out meetings, allows you to question the members and get information so you can break news and report it online and on air. She knows that also makes you a better reporter. But being there is not enough. You have to ask the right questions, and her questioning skills are unmatched. She's direct but respectful, persistent yet not obnoxious, which I can tell you firsthand isn't easy to pull off, especially the obnoxious part. Just take Anthony Weiner, for example. In 2011, when he was having, say, social media issues, and she was pressing Weiner to simply tell the truth and answer this question, were those his private parts that he sent via Twitter DMs? He danced around, bobbed and weaved, lied and lied and lied. It was very clear from Dana's questioning that he was lying. Then Weiner turned around and called Ted Barrett a jackass. It's that same persistence to get answers that has allowed her to move up the ranks over 30 years of hard work in this network, the soon-to-be host of Inside Politics. Members from both parties respect her, yet they'll know they'll never get a softball interview from her, whether it's in the halls or in State of the Union. Quite simply, she is the best in the business. But beyond her relentlessness as a reporter and incredible news judgment, it's her warmness and kindness that are among her very, very many great traits. She's become a close friend over the years, someone I can rely on for trust, for candid advice, and I trust and can confide in her. Very collaborative, not turf conscious, something that, as Chris mentioned, is very rare in this business, and also fun to hang around with. The kind of person you want your kids to grow up as. And as a colleague, I respect the hell out of her and know that she has much better footwear than I do. So no one is more deserving of this recognition than Dana Bash, and cheers to her. Many more years to come. Who's next? Wolf? Oh, Nicole.
Our baton. I didn't know you were short. I thought I was tall. All these short jokes. I was like, whoa, taking notes. It's so nice to be included in what feels like the extended CNN family. And it was really nice of Jake to let you have your own roast all yourself. Sort of surprising. Is he here? No. I feel like more than anyone in this room, I can relate to how weird it must be to work at CNN and, be the subject of the coverage, right? Read about lurching to the right and sliding poll numbers. And I've been thinking a lot about that over the last couple weeks. Having to cover CNN is so weird. I can feel your pain, if you will, as I guess Bill Clinton said. But where I started to empathize, I decided that until your mercurial right-wing leader shoots his best friend in the face while hunting, and your first call on a Saturday is to keep it out of the press no matter what, I'm with Chris Licht. You guys are being way too emotional about it. But we're here because of what makes CNN great. You, and of course you, its beating heart and its moral center and its most brilliant and beautiful anchor and journalist. I think it was remarked that we've known each other since the roles were very much reversed. I used to know more Republicans than Dana did. And if you'd walked into a party and said, in 20 years, one of us will be an anchor at the Safe Space for Democrats and the other one will work at the network making Trump town halls great again, you would have said, get out of here. Forget it. Cutting you off. But these are super bizarre times, and all that you really have is your lighthouse. And when I have stood in the fog of life and work, you have always been my lighthouse. And I know that you are Jonah's, and you are the lighthouse for your family and all of your colleagues and all of your viewers. And I am tonight, as you are on the edge of being available 6 days a week for your viewers, so excited for them to have you in this fog to see and to watch. So I toast you. I love you to the moon and back forever. This is for the iconic Wolf Blitzer. Is he here? Has he arrived? As he makes his way to the podium, I have to say, I remember once when I worked on Republican campaigns saying, you never sleep, you hang upside down and you're awake. And I thought you'd be offended. You're the only person who would be, nodding in agreement that I had the facts right. So to you, iconic Wolf Blitzer, who closes us out.
That's right. As we say, I'm Wolf Blitzer and you're in the Situation Room. And people always ask me, why do we call it the Situation Room? And the answer, because whatever room I'm in, there's a situation. And there's a wonderful situation going on in this room right now, and I can testify to that. And I think all of you agree. Jonah, you agree it's a wonderful situation? I think you agree. I'm last but not least. Very important. Being the last one is often very hard, as you already have heard wonderful stories and anecdotes about our guest and our award winner. And now you know Dana, all of us know Dana, a little bit better than we did before. I've had the pleasure of only knowing her for the past 30 years. It's truly my pleasure to honor my good friend, my longtime CNN colleague, Dana Bash. And as you know, she's a very, very special person. She's a wonderful colleague, a world-class journalist. We all love her very, very much. Give her a big round of applause. If Dana were doing this toast and roast, I'm not roasting, I'm just toasting. She would call herself, what would she call herself? She would call herself a badass woman. Because if you get basic cable and watch CNN, as you no doubt know, Dana has done many, many special reports on various, what she calls badass women. And every time I see one of those reports, what do I immediately say to myself? I say to myself that Dana fits that description as well. She's a badass woman. Jonah, it's not a bad word. Dana and I have worked together at CNN for some 3 decades, and they've been 30 really, truly wonderful years. She joined CNN, as many of you know, shortly after graduating from the George Washington University here in Washington back in 1993. One of her early assignments, and this was one of her major assignments, it was a breakthrough in her career, was operating the teleprompter for a new anchor who himself was just getting started on a new Sunday show then called Late Edition, the last word in Sunday talk. That anchor was me. And I must say she did a truly excellent job. She was, in my mind, one of the best teleprompter operators I've ever had. She could scroll that teleprompter. I would read it. The viewers would think I was just talking. Little did they know that Dana was scrolling that teleprompter. And in those days, it was just, the old school teleprompter, where you actually had to put a piece of paper in there and scroll it slowly, and it screwed up all the time. Dana was perfect. And it turned out to be a major stepping stone for her wonderful career at CNN. She went from operating the teleprompter to becoming a really talented producer, then making the jump to on air and rising to CNN's chief political correspondent. She has done an amazing job covering Congress, as we all know, and we just heard from Manu, breaking so many important stories and truly earning the respect across the aisle among Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives. She's so talented, and everyone noticed that, of course. It's always a pleasure working together with her on so many stories. And I must say that last month, Dana and I forged an even deeper connection. CNN sent both of us to Poland to cover what's called the March of the Living, a 2-mile walk from Auschwitz to the neighboring death camp of Birkenau. It was a very personal and powerful moment for both of us, given the fact that we both lost family members during the Holocaust. Needless to say, this trip brought us even closer, and it's a shared memory we will never forget, right? In short, I am so honored to participate in tonight's very well-deserved and special tribute to Dana. And I'm so happy to say that her career is reaching new heights. Pretty soon she will start anchoring our daily Inside Politics weekday show. This will be great for all of us who love politics, and I love politics, and who love Dana, and I love Dana. But beyond all of that, let me just add that Dana is also so special in many other ways. As I can personally testify, she loves and is so devoted to her family. She's a great daughter, a great sister, a great mom, who has come to love, thanks to her son Jonah, both baseball and basketball. Is that true? I often see them at games, and as we say, go Nats, go Wizards, right? As I often say, go Nats, go Wizards. Celtics? I know. He's got a Boston connection there. So on behalf of all of our viewers here in this room, and indeed around the United States and around the world, I want to congratulate Dana again for this truly special award and leave you with these facts first words. She's the best, and we wish her only the best. Thank you. And with that, let's welcome Dana to this microphone.
After all those jokes, it will not surprise you that I have to move the microphone down. Even more. Wow. Guys, absolutely fantastic. And Allie, thank you for holding back. There's a lot more there. Absolutely amazing. Lighthouse, Through the Fog, all of it. I mean, really, really spectacular. I first want to congratulate the scholarship winners. Congratulations. Sejal, Seda, and Jane. Really, you are the future. And we really appreciate your hard work and your interest in our crazy business, especially after having interned and seeing up close how crazy it is. But we need you, so thank you. I feel like there's some rebuttals, but I don't really even know where to start. I was thinking about tonight and thinking about this huge honor. And there was one word that kept popping into my head, and that's gratitude. Now, gratitude has become kind of a woo-woo word recently, a way that we center ourselves in this crazy world. When things feel out of control, always remember what we have to be grateful for in life. Now, I am not a woo-woo person. You all know that at all, but I get it. And I have so much gratitude. And just look at this incredible award. This honor from the American News Women's Club, being even on the radar of a club like this is mind-blowing, especially since professionally what I do really consider myself is just that, a newswoman. That's really who I am and who I strive to be. And I think about my mom, Francie, who's here tonight, who graduated with honors from Medill School of Journalism at Northwestern. Go Cats! In the 1960s, and the only job she could get was as a secretary for the ABC affiliate in Chicago. One of the not written down job descriptions, but the expectation was that she iron her boss's pants. Oh my God. Right? Mm-hmm, yeah. There were so few jobs for women in those newsrooms that the women were pitted against one another. And that happened because they were competing for the woman's spot. There was a spot for a woman, and that was it. And one of the things that I have gratitude for right now is that it's so different today. There are a lot of us. And because of that, there is a real sisterhood. And we support each other, we relate to one another, we have each other's back, and it's real. Now, don't get me wrong. There are still double standards when it comes to women. Sexism still exists. Sometimes it's really blatant. Much of it is actually subtle, like, I don't know, a headline that reads, John King's ex-wife takes over for him on Inside Politics. Factually accurate, total BS headline. But that brings me back to my segue to gratitude, which is that I'm grateful that John is here and that we are friends and colleagues and we co-parent a wonderful son who just stuck his tongue out at me. I have huge gratitude for you, Jonah. You inspire me every single day, even when you roll your eyes, which you're trying so hard not to do right now, and cringe and tell me how so not cool I am. And as much as I tell you I'm cool, you say, if you have to tell me you're cool, it means you're not cool. But I'm so proud to be your mom. It's my most important job and will be for the rest of my life. And I have gratitude for my parents, who I mentioned here tonight. Both of them studied journalism at Northwestern, go Cats. But it was my dad, Stu, who made a career out of it. And you taught me, Dad, that being a good journalist and a good person are not mutually exclusive. And I will never take for granted how lucky I am that you are here to cheer me on. and to be such an integral part of my life. Spencer, my partner for 10 years. Thanks for putting up with me, loving me, and making me laugh. All my friends, my squad, and my colleagues who are like family, all of you are just absolute the best in the business. I mean, I would walk through fire for all of you guys. I really would. And because we are mourning the fantastical, iconic Tina Turner today, I thought I would end with a quote, a Tina Turner quote. At every moment, we always have a choice, even if it feels as if we don't. Sometimes that choice may simply be to think a more positive thought. And let's end on that. Thank you all. I am beyond, beyond, beyond honored. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to give you. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Want me to move over?
Yeah, you stand right here. Thank you. What a group of roasters and toasters, and thank you, Dana. You've all outdone yourselves. It's amazing. Thank you to Sheila Cass for wrangling at the very last minute from Transylvania to write the very best words. Thank you again to CNN for media sponsoring. We are grateful. Dylan Rose Geerlings, please stand up. Couldn't have done this without you, and Dana, hard at work behind the scenes in support. We are grateful, like the network you work for, you don't miss a beat. And now, what we've all been waiting for, Dana Bash's award moment. We present you the award for excellence in journalism. Okay, now you get to do. You get to have a little more fun with it.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold it up. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay.
I'm going to call up the president of the club because as your gift, Dana, you get the award, but you also are a lifetime honorary member of the American Newswomen's Club. And the Roasters and the Toasters have a 5-year membership. Wolf is a lifetime honorary member because we honored him in 2019, so thank you. And Dana, sorry, Jean White has your memberships. You're going to have to help me with this. Okay. We're just going to give out memberships to everybody.
This feels very Oprah.
Oh, does it? Okay. Oh, there. We can do this. This is for you, Dana. Your lifetime honorary membership. Okay. Oh. There is Raju. There you go. There's your lifetime honorary membership. There's Ali Zelenko. You can put her right there. Chris left, and we'll mail it to him. There's Sam Weiss. Sam, for you, your membership. And there's Nicole Wallace right over there. Okay. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy. Thank you so much.